question, Connor?
Well, I don't, but another patron does. Patron project question number 2, and apologies for pronunciation here. Can you start the Make Fellowship Great Again campaign? It's a cool model, but it's too swingy to actually be useful. Can you remind us what the Fellowship does?
This is the Corsair bird guy, right? Or the bird, particularly on the Corsair. And I'm all for making him better, right? Like, sorry, classic cough straight away. Yeah, so I'm all for making him better, right? Because it should be a useful model, but at the moment, it's just completely like unpredictable.
Just for
right?
those
So
that
like,
are unsure, is it like you see a guy within 6 and you roll a dice and on a 3-up? On a 6, isn't it? It's on a 6.
You wish it was that
Plus
good.
1 if they've activated. It's basically a 5 or a 6. Isn't
it? Roll a dice, right? On a 6, you treat them as if they're on engage order, right? Add 1 to the result if they're not in heavy cover. Add 1 to the result if they're not
activated
or not ready.
Yeah.
Yes, they've already activated. And add 1 to the result if they're within 6. So the best you can get, if you fulfill all criteria, is a 3-up, right? And then like Vet Guard just laughs and just goes, ignore all of it, away you go.
Even
across
heavy.
the map. Even heavy. And so, like, for me, I feel like it should be, like, if you fulfill all 3 criteria, it should just be automatic, right? So if you can get all of them, it should be automatic. If you miss one of them, it should be a 2-up. If you miss another one, it should be a 3-up. And if you miss, like, if you have none of those things, it's a 4-up. That, I think, will be better, right? Because at least then it gives you some agency as the player to make it guaranteed if you select the right model and do the right things. But yeah, at the moment, it's just too swingy. So I'm all about the Make Fellowship. I don't know how to speak. It's got a lot of accents in it as well. Great Again campaign, but like make the birds great again. Yeah, I'm all for it, and hopefully it can turn a swingy model into something that actually is quite useful, because it is completely random.
Is it? I mean, they're going to play devil's advocate here. He is just a boring model, the boring like Corsair. I can't remember what they're called, guardsman or whatever. But he does have a hoopy rule. The hoopy rule being the Fellowship bird. So from that perspective, at least he's doing something. But it's just what he does is naff.
That's kind of it. It's like, well, if you like, you're almost going like, do I take a guy with a shuriken rifle just for more long range threats, or the bird guy who like could win you the game? Maybe win you the game, could also do absolutely nothing for you. You are right. He's got a power sword. He's got a shuriken pistol. And he's a standard Corsair. He's not bad. But
what if you kept it the same, but it was 0 AP? So it was just like a passive.
Well, there was no loss to it.
Yeah. It's just a passive.
Yeah, maybe
that's what he does.
Maybe that would work. But like, I just think that, because even then, if you're making like this is my whole issue with Corsairs, right? This is why they win exactly 50% of their games, but don't win any tournaments, in my opinion, right? It's because in half of their games, their stuff will play off and they get the win. And the other half of the games, they'll roll their Fellowship dice, whatever, and it'll be a 1 or it'll be a 2, and it won't happen. And they'll roll their blaster and they'll get 1 hit and have no rerolls and they have no reliability. This is another part of the team which just lacks reliability, which I think it shouldn't. Like it. So I like things like the cat, for instance, like the Breacher's cat, because it's not an instantaneous thing. You have reaction time to it, and you can somewhat predict it. I don't like things like the Vet Guard option, because it's just there is no reaction; it just happens. But maybe, like, I like the idea of the criteria of if you can achieve all these criteria, it's better. But equally, if you can't achieve all these criteria, it is swingy. But like, if you can guarantee it, then maybe that'd be good. But yes, so we'll start that campaign. You heard it here first. We'll see if Kill Team's Most Handsome Man will solve it. We'll have to wait and see. Right. That brings us to the end of the episode. Hopefully you found something new or useful while listening, and if you did, throwing us a like would be greatly appreciated. If you want to make sure you don't miss any episodes, make sure you hit that subscribe button and click on the bell so you get notifications as soon as the next one drops. It really is the best way to help a small channel like ours. And if you can't wait, and you do want early access, we have a Patreon where you get exclusive access to all our content ahead of time. As always, we'd love to hear your thoughts and feedback. So drop a comment below and we'll get right to you. Thank you so much for listening. I'm your host Ryan, this has been Turning Point Tactics, and we'll see you next week.